Why, hello there. Good meowing, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it is for you, thank you so much for stopping by, and welcome to tonight's stream. It's Monday. We don't usually stream on Mondays, but we do for the 7 days of Prince Timber, of which this is day 6. Give it up for day 6 of straight streams. Oh boy, I'm once again reminded why I stream 3 times a week, on top of working full-time. So yes, we have a very fun game to play today. It is Taisho Romance Theater. Taisho Romance Theater. Which, let me get the... Hey! Alright, here is the itch.io link. Copy link, copy link. Alright. Water and a stretch. And posture. Take care of the Prince Tamagotchi. Alright, so here is the... Hi, Howie! Here is the link to today's game. It is also in the description of the YouTube VOD, stream, whatever. So if you're interested, you can find it then or there. And without any further ado, let's pop in. Hello, hello, hello. It's me. Ugh. Thank you for head pass. Just giving you guys a heads up. Tomorrow, anime night. Unlikely, because I've got another demo to stream, and then yeah. So unlikely anime night tomorrow. But I'll let you guys know if that changes. English, onegaishimasu. Ash, no! Why not? The viewpoints of the characters, yeah. Do not represent author stances. Story is purely fictional. It contains mild gore, mild blood, grotesque, violent, and horror elements along with content that may be disturbing to some. Feel comfortable, please exit the game. May feature grotesque imagery, such as exposed entrails and similar content. And now the head pass finger. Interesting. Let me throw on another warning of stream. Because content classifications, I have to do violent graphic. Okay, done. There you go. Okay. Yay. Just your personal preferences. You can change the setting with game during gameplay, you'll need to roll back. Okay, yeah, we'll enable grotesques. But we will need, there we go. Yeah, the meet cute is something much more intense. Alright, we need to... Alright, music there. Text speed all the way up, baby. Okay, return. We're gonna check out audience advisory. Oh, it's just the same thing. Okay. For some reason, I thought it was gonna say, like, it was gonna give me, like, multiple choices. Alright, well, with that in mind, let's start. I think I might be dreaming. Oh, hello, hand. A warm, soft darkness wraps around me. In the boundless distance, specks of light glimmer like emeralds. I drift in this amniotic blackness, which bathes my bare eyes, ears, nose, and mouth in bliss. Oh. As that brilliant jade hue engulfs my body, the stars begin to blink in unison. Oh, uh-oh. We've got a little bit of over the line. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, that also needs to go down. Alright, and from the future, the furthest depths from within me, from such an intimate darkness, rises a chorus of sighs, so familiar that it brings tears to my eyes. Ah, here you are. Something brushes gently against my cheek, delicate as a feather. It stirs a breath of air that leaves ripples in my vision. Even smaller than I thought. So it's been this long. I don't know why I'm giving that kind of like sort of... It's a mix of princess voice and fan service voice, but that's what it's getting. Hi, pling. I don't even know what character this is, but it gets that voice. I want to open my mouth to ask whose voice this is, but what reaches my senses, even before the voice, is a taste. Bitter and impossible to describe. It is a little rough trying to read. Okay, doing that doesn't change anything. I thought maybe changing the window size would affect anything, but it doesn't. Why can't I remember your name no matter how hard I try? At some point, I'm not sure when, that feather-like sensation gently settled over my face. Why are you making that face? That's not like you at all. Well, I'd like to gaze at you a little more, but this place is not for you. I'm sorry to have troubled you. Kotori. Kotori. Sakuma. Next time we meet, don't forget me. Oh. Kotori. Kotori! My head hurts. Who's calling me? We're in a car? Are we driving? Did we fall asleep? Ugh. Are you alright? Come on, wake up. A voice tinged with concern, someone gently shaking my shoulder. I pry my eyes open. The familiar interior of the car swims into view, and so does Kazuya, his face taut with worry. Hello, Kazuya. You're adorable. Thoughts and memories fall back into place. The din outside seeps through the windows as the car speeds along a road lined with gas street lamps. We're on our way to our new residence in Ginza. The troop leader, Kazuya, seems intent on settling down in Tokyo this time. No, I'm fine. I guess I just overslept. I couldn't wake you up at all. Were you having a nightmare? My body's still sluggish from sleep, and cold, clammy sweat clings to my skin. In the car window, I see my reflection, haggard and drawn. Maybe I did dream of something, but no matter how I try, I can't dredge up the faintest memory of it. Blessings. I glance at Kazuya. Anxiety is still written all over his face, but he's been so pale lately. For the moment, I can't tell which one of us looks more like they've just escaped a nightmare. Yeah, we all look very pale. Are we, eating enough food? The answer is probably no, considering that we are a funeral trope, a theater trope. But... Also, I had a really interesting ice cream before stream. I bought this set of ice cream at Costco. It is they're like little ice cream pops. It's rose cream, cardamom cream, and pistachio saffron. I liked the rose flavor. The cardamom cream was really interesting. It was kind of like cinnamon, but not cinnamon. And then I tried the saffron and pistachio today. That was an interesting flavor. I'm not certain how I feel about it, but it definitely was an interesting flavor. I better not worry him. It's nothing. I'm just a bit tired. What about you? You didn't get any rest either. You look even worse than me. You are tossing and turning in your sleep. I thought you were having another flare-up. As long as you're fine now, that's all that matters. It's been a whole year. We can't expect everything to be like it was back then. The flare-ups. That's a long story. We were supposed to arrive in Tokyo a year ago to begin our tour. But maybe that's how accidents are, with no rhyme or reason. Something happened to our train that day, and I hit my head during the accident, so I can't recall much from before. By some stroke of luck, no one else in the troop was seriously injured. Only I was knocked unconscious for quite a while, leaving me with headaches that come and go. Since then, Kazuya has gotten overly worried about me. His own health has been getting worse too, though he's still in good spirits. Just like Hatsuyuki, she claims it's only from the shock, but whenever I say to take it easy or get some rest, she either doesn't answer or changes the subject. Well, I'll get some proper rest once the premiere is over. Things are fine for now. Thank you for caring so much about me. Blushy, blushy, blushy. I like him. I like him. He is the first man we've met, though, so I can't go throwing myself at the first man we've met. I have a little bit of dignity. Anyway, Tokyo seems to have changed again. Did the tracks run this far out last time? It's quite the sight. How does it feel to be back after so long? Kazuya's words leave me at a loss. Everyone says I grew up in Tokyo, but I only have the most fleeting impression of this vast city. Also, this might be a problem with all big cities, but everything here just feels suffocating. The buildings, the railway lines, the bustling throngs. Yeah. I mean, he is absolutely adorable. I want to pinch his cheeks and then kiss him. I really fit in here? What was that? Nothing. Well, if you really want to know, I'm just a bit worried. Why this all of a sudden? We can't possibly be the only troop in Tokyo, can we? So that's what's bothering you. It'll be fine. With you and Hatsuyuki here, all we need to do is keep doing what we've done during the tours. But I suppose it's good that you're so nervous. Who's nervous? We literally just said we are. All right, have it your way. Well, Hamuro-sensei gave me the script a couple of days ago. Want to go over it with me tonight? Hamuro-sensei came back? Hamuro-sensei is a playwright on good terms with Kazuya. Kazuya has always held them in a high regard and entrusted them with the script this time. Although Hamuro-sensei is technically a member of the troupe too, they've always been elusive. I haven't seen them a single time in almost a week on the road. I thought we'd be waiting a while longer. You mean it's just that no one told me? Sorry. I was planning to tell you once we got settled since we've been on the go lately. Rest had to come first. Ah, Nihonbashi. We're almost there. Hey, you wanna know something? We're gonna be in Nihonbashi. I'm gonna be in Nihonbashi. Not this again. Fine, I'll let you off this time. So, this is Ginza. The closer we get to Ginza, the more I can sense Tokyo's opulence. My only real impression is of the crowds, but here at least the extreme value of every square foot of land is almost tangible. We'll also possibly be in Ginza. Oh. Ginza is a maybe on our trip, on our itinerary, but maybe. Living in a place like this, Kazuya said we have an investor's backing, but I still can't help feeling uneasy. Not to mention the car rental fee. We used to pinch pennies to make ends meet. My thoughts drift further and further away, and by the time I regain my focus, Kazuya has already moved on to another topic. Hi, Phantom, what's up? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, did I ever tell you about where we'll be staying? Was Phil? The what? What do you mean? What's the filth? The fox? The fox? What are you talking about? A fox? Oh, Fall in Love Festival. God, I thought you were talking about fox I'd love to fuck. And I was like, huh? You're gonna have to be more specific. But it's going well. Day 6 starts off strong with a gore warning. In which case, thank you very much. I have Kuya right here. I actually have one of my little Kuya dolls on the, on my desk. He's coming to Japan with me. Because I'm gonna need to buy him clothes. He is necky. He has no clothes. But yes, the festival is going well, and so far I've loved all the games we've played. Where will be staying? Sorry, what? Apart from mentioning it's in Ginza, he's never brought it up. It must have slipped his mind with everything going on. The house we're staying in. Half the ground floor is rented out to a cafe. I hear it's quite a popular spot. Though coffee isn't really a novelty in Tokyo anymore, their fresh fruit ice cream is one of a kind. No. That is a theme of one of his intimacy rooms, but it's not real. It's not real. It's all an illusion. I remember you and Hatsuyuki loved this back in school, and you were the only ones who could afford it. I almost say, isn't it kind of weird eating cold treats in winter? But the look on Kazuya's face somehow stops the words in my throat. It's like he's lost in memories. Huh, maybe I really did love those little treats back then. I'll give it a try if I get the chance. We still got some ways to go. Anything else on your mind? Tell me more about the old days. Huh? Why the sudden interest? Where to begin? I guess I'll start with how things were before the trip came together. Yeah. We first met in Sasaki-sensei's piano class. You always had that stony face, looking so glum. I couldn't really hold a conversation, so Hatsuyuki tried every trick to make you smile. We found out you liked ice cream only because she dragged you to try out the nearby cafe. You barely said a word, but you sure weren't shy with the food, so... Then you blurted something out, which is how we learned that you just thought it was so cool. Hey. As much as I'd love to shoot this down, that does sound like the kind of thing I'd do. Judging from Kazuya's expression, he could keep going. No, I don't think that'll go well. I love how blushy we are. Let's leave it at that. Anything else? How have you two been lately? You and Hatsuyuki both look so worn out every day, and your mind's always wandering. You two aren't keeping anything from me, are you? No, why would we? I haven't even said anything, and you're getting all worked up. Sorry, I just what? I was teasing you earlier, but the truth is I also... well, we've had so many delays getting to Tokyo, I didn't want to bring down the morale. Kazuya forces a smile, but it seems rather strained. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have pushed you like that, but, you know, you could talk to me about these things. Yeah, I know you worry about me too, thank you. I can tell you have more questions, don't you? I can tell you have more questions, don't you? I'm doing very faint differences between the voices, and I'm hoping they're coming across. I love that we are just kind of a mess of a man, and whoever did our hair just missed a whole piece. But Mr. Bowlcut over here is just as great. What's the script about? Hamano-sensei said it's based on your... right, you don't remember. You once brought back a manuscript of an old play from quite a long time ago. Hamano-sensei took a look at it and said it was very inspiring. Apparently, this new script was influenced by it. I brought that? Yeah, but that was ages ago. Yay. Back when the troupe was just getting started. Later, you gave the manuscript to Hamano-sensei. If you want it back, I'll ask them for it when they return. Kazuya, sometimes I think he takes things too seriously. Yeah? Is he a serious little dapper boy? It's fine, no need to bother. As we speak, the car makes a turn past a cafe sign. It veers away from the bright, bustling main street and comes to a stop in a narrow alley. Yeah, the art style's really pretty. All that glimmer and clamor vanishes abruptly, along with the words I meant to say. The alley is deserted, but neatly swept. The space before the doorway is lit by the dim glow of a yellow lamp. Ooh, look at that. It's another eye. It's another green, yellow eye. Because he has the same thing. Interesting. The cars carrying the other members are already parked up ahead, and people are moving back and forth with luggage. All right, let's go. I didn't even notice Kazuya getting out. The coat draped over his arm adds to his gentlemanly air as he opens the car door on my side. Yep. Never mind. Ugh, it's cold. Oh, look at us! We're being treated like a small child. Why did my voice crack on small? After so long inside the warm car, it slipped my mind how biting the wind would be. I hurriedly scramble back to grab my jacket, but Kazuya beats me to it. He shakes out the coat he's holding and wraps it around me. He buttons my collar, takes a step back, and looks me over head to toe, then nods in seeming satisfaction. There we go. His faint scent of alcohol and antiseptic is now more noticeable than ever. Does the man run a fucking pharmacy? The chilly air still brushes against my exposed skin, but for some reason, I feel as if I'm burning up instead. Oh, whoa! He is a lot taller than I expected him to be. I'll go in first. Ah! I'm trying to shake off this odd atmosphere, but as I hastily barge ahead, I forget to pay attention to my surroundings. Before I know it, I've crashed headlong into young man. It's not the pain that hits first, but the strange, cloying sweet smell, like rotting fruit. Sorry, I wasn't watching where I was going. Are you alright, Sakuma-san? Kotori, are you okay? I'm fine. Sorry about that. I'm just glad you're okay. Let me carry those up for you. Interesting. Is this man guilty? He's acting a lot like he's guilty. Like he feels guilty for us forgetting the stuff. Maybe I've just been reading too much scum villain fanfiction. Because there is a character that is extremely guilty, and he just constantly dotes over the character that he's guilty about. Time for a break at last. After unpacking the last suitcase, I've got no energy left for etiquette. I collapse onto the sofa, elderly spent. Leaning against the soft cushion, I stare blankly at the ceiling light for a while until I feel myself gradually reviving. And the gifts I brought. Gifts with the Polonia seals. There's still a jumbled heap in the corner. The Polonia seals on the wrapping gleam under the light. I receive these gifts every month. I practically have the pattern memorized down to the last detail, but they leave me inexplicably irritated. To be honest, I have no idea who's sending them, but Kazuya told me they've been arriving backstage ever since my debut performance, always stamped with the same Polonia seal. It's most likely some young master or lady from a distinguished family, since they get to use an emblem, but their taste is unfathomable. Most of these gifts just end up collecting dust. Oh, look at the time. Kazuya's probably waiting at the rehearsal room by now. Forget it, I'll deal with this stuff later. Huh? Uh-oh. My hair is fine. Huh? I turn to glance behind me. It's empty. Nothing there at all. Was that just my imagination? Why am I getting so paranoid? Oh. Interesting. I think it's funny that in 2 weeks we'll have played 2 games with the protagonist just going absolutely insane. Hey, been waiting long?
Not at all. Really, wouldn't it be better to take a break tonight instead?
I reflectively touch my face. Kazuya notices, but can't help but laugh. Don't worry, you haven't got eye bags. Here's the script. Why don't you take a look first? He hands me a stack of neatly bound papers, the cover entirely blank. Oh, interesting. Got any rice? Oh my, Takemi-sama, you've come at an unfortunate time. The aged rice is long gone. All that is left is the grain from the new harvest. Not a single bag? Not a single bag. If you want some, you'll have to come earlier tomorrow and ready your purse, for the price has risen by 1 sen. Couldn't read that word. Fine, fine. I've still got dried fish at home. A change is good for the appetite. It's no big deal. I'm off. No need to see me out.
Take care, sir.
Penniless wretch. How long will radish leaves and dried fish fill your stomach?
Ahem, Sensei, you're getting distracted again.
My apologies,
You've seemed down lately because of the unpaid wages?
You're still a student. You needn't worry about these things. I'll be here for class no matter what.
No, I'm not thinking about school. It's just that I saw a job advertisement the other day for a newspaper.
Interesting. I'm assuming that Kazuya is the one playing all of these, and we're playing the professor.
I was thinking, you write such fine essays, Sensei. It wouldn't hurt to give it a try, don't you think? And it pays so well.
Soichiro. But it's been years since I...
That doesn't matter, Sensei. There are lots of students eager to try their luck and in urgent need of your guidance.
I'm out of firewood. The rice too. Where do these rats come from? Not a grain spared. And there's still the rent. Is it true? With no money, there is no home. At least this pen can still write. In late spring, a warmth swiftly returns to the land. I receive an invitation from an old friend, and thus I journey to a temple within mountains to behold the weeping cherry in full bloom. Interesting. How have you been? He inquires of me. Perhaps due to the heavy wine or the petals that float within my cup, I find myself wholly intoxicated. The deepest truths of my soul, it seems, can only be spoken amidst such sweet scenery. Wait, why is it cut off? Kazuya doesn't seem surprised. Maybe it's a misprint? Never mind, I'll improvise for now. Oh, interesting. Never did I think the pursuit of happiness would be so exhausting. I simply think in this moment all is well. Parents, the less so the better. Perhaps there is some worth to be sifted from their actions. And what? Never did I think the pursuit of happiness would be so exhausting. Wait, what? Whoa! As soon as I speak that line... Wait, did it say... Oh, okay. As soon as I speak that line, the remaining text is swept away by some unseen force. In its place, black lines writhe and squirm across the page, weaving themselves into new words faster than I can blink. My blood feels like it's boiling, surging through my veins, searing my throat. The pain blazes like I'm swallowing flames, as if raw flesh is being torn from my mouth to feed those growing black lines. My mind goes blank. When I managed to come to and flip ahead a few pages, the text has settled into a coherent story. There's no remaining trace of the distortion from before. Man! What is it with people just coming up with the damn just great fucking ideas? I love this! What do you mean speaking life into the story takes life from you? That's so cool! My friend's face is steeped in the glow of dusk, and a faint memory stirs. No, that's not how it goes. My eyes are fine. Am I haunted or something? A dull ache blooms in my head. My temples draw tight, pounding. Those black marks imprinted on my retina still twitch spasmodically in the corners of my vision. Vision. But as soon as I focus my gaze, they turn into perfectly ordinary blocks of type, lying completely still. It's as if this is how they've always been. As if everything I just saw was a mere illusion. My dazed look must be too obvious. Kazuya puts down his script with that mix of confusion and concern back on his face. Is that all for today? My eyes kind of hurt. Sorry, I've crumpled the pages. You'd better take a break first. It's my fault. I should have made sure you got your rest before talking about the script. I'll bring you a new copy when you're feeling better, all right? I really don't want Kazuya worrying about me, but before I know it, a lie comes rolling off my tongue to cover things up. Forget it. It's better to have him think I'm tired than to have him know I might be losing my mind. Well, I guess.
Kotori?
Thanks. That sounds good. But I still need to read the script. Can I borrow yours for now? Uh-oh. As the cold water splashes my face, there's a belated flare of pain in my forehead. Kazuya's copy of the script is also the altered version, but he wouldn't joke around like this. He couldn't possibly be in cahoots with me to trick myself. Everything seems as though it's always been this way. You know what? I just realized what this game reminds me of. It's probably just because it's the setting and like having to do with plays and acting and reading. And horror. It really reminds me of Hashihime of the Old Booktown. And I adored playing Hashihime of the Old Booktown. That is one of the most masterful games of cyclical storytelling I've ever played, and I adored it. Literally, I think I sat and like binged the whole thing because I didn't want to put it down. It was great. Yeah. And that thing I saw in the mirror. What is going on? Looks like curses and hauntings might not just be flights of fancy after all.
Oh, Kotori.
Huh?
Huh? Hey, superstar, you don't look so good. Has Kazuya been giving you a hard time?
Tsuyuki. Only the sound of that familiar voice makes me realize I've been in a trance here for who knows how long. The troupe's leading actress blinks at me. She's standing before me, her green eyes as vivid as two emeralds against her pallid skin, their gaze locked unwaveringly on my face. When did you get here? No, wait, did you get any rest?
Huh? When? Oh, I guess around the time a certain Kotori was spacing out and his stomach started growling.
Growling?
All right, let's go get a bite to eat. You can't sleep on an empty stomach. Just think of it as keeping me company, okay?
Hatsuyuki takes my hand and pulls me off the sofa with a gentle tug, like a snare closing around a fledgling. That's a violent imagery. Her hand is so cold, but her eyes stay fixed on me, narrowed slightly at the corners, like a cat or a bird or a fox or some other sharp and sly creature waiting for my response. I can't recall exactly how close we used to be as classmates and friends. Despite that, I think I could lose my memory all over again and still be helpless to refuse her. How about the cafe next door, shall we? The cafe's fireplace is lit. We're here right at dinner time. The air is rich with warmth and the aroma of food, perfect for soothing strained nerves. I do like that they have the script button, so I can double check if I can't read something. That is very helpful. There's a lot of green. There's another eye. She's got a little bit of the eye imagery too, the green. She's got green eyes. I think Kazuya also had green eyes. There's something about green eyes in this game. It's been a while since we last shared a meal. Thinking about it, as I nestle into a soft armchair in the corner, this feels like a lifetime ago. Hatsuyuki calls the server over for the menu. While I flip through it, she props her chin on her hand, staring straight at me. I give in, closing the menu and raising it to shield my face. I'm yawning.
Oh, excuse me.
I think I hear her laugh. The sound drifts across the table and winds its way into my ears. I'll have a soda, water, and a sandwich, thanks. What about you?
Me? I'll go with this one, I guess.
There's a rustle from her side. Then the menu is plucked from my hands. Katsuyuki stacks the two hefty folders together and passes them to the waiting server. Once the server is gone, her gaze returns to me, her expression abruptly serious.
All right, enough of that. What's with you today? You seem so out of it. You're giving me a real scare. I'm not like Kazuya. I won't let you get away with an I'm fine.
Her tone is light, but I know she means it. There's no bluffing my way out from under that gaze. Not today. I'm not sure where to start.
Then start from arriving in Tokyo. How about that?
If you say so. With Hatsuyuki's gentle eyes trained on me, a feeling slowly stirs. The sense that it might not be too bad to talk about this after all. Hey, so I'm starting to see things. And the script was weird. When I finished my last sentence, Hatsuyuki's still watching me, silent and solemn. That doesn't look like the face of I understand. That looks like the face of we're getting you in a psych ward stat. After a while, she smiles. There's something a little uncanny about it. Uh-oh.
Had any dreams lately?
When I fell asleep in the car, I think I dreamed about something really important, but I can't remember what it was.
Let me think. I'm sure you've heard all sorts of Japanese legends about gods and spirits, haven't you?
There are more deities up in Takamagahara. Fuck. Takamagahara. Wow. Takamagahara. There are more deities up in Takamagahara than there are grains of rice in a vat. Oh, wait, are you serious?
Since your surname is Sakuma, I'd say that that's the most likely possibility. Here, hold up your hand. Block the light for me.
What's Sakuma gotta do with it? Even as I think this to myself, I'm already reaching out to enfold her small, cold hand in mine. That odd, flowing sensation revives within me, a restless current which seems to be drawn towards something, but without the searing pain from before. Pardon, what? Bird magic? In Hatsuyuki's hand, specks of light emerge from nowhere. They flicker briefly, and as if needed by an invisible force, they condense into a little bird that glows with faint blue light. The young bird's downy gray feathers graze against my fingertips, leaving an airy wisp of warmth. It perches on Hatsuyuki's palm, head cocked to the side, looking very much like a duck. Is that a swan? When I finally managed to stutter out those words, Hatsuyuki burst into uncontrollable laughter, her shoulders heaving with mirth. The fact that we're not freaking out about this makes me feel like this might be a normal occurrence, but I don't know. In the blink of an eye, the little bird dissolves back into specks of light and fades with her chuckle.
It's a duck, just a duck. But the point is, that's how it feels, isn't it? Something is about to burst out from within you and, strange visions.
Yeah.
Right, well, we've still got some time before the food comes, so I'll tell you a thing or two.
I'm certainly glad that I have a psychic medium in here to tell me about what's going on with me.
What you bear is an inborn talent. Oh, we just have magic. The gods generously bestow their dregs upon the lucky few, and we gain a sliver of power. Power that was never truly ours to wield. But who can say if it's a blessing or a curse? But it invariably grants us some special abilities, and of course it's passed down through the bloodline. That part isn't great. I'm not sure what exact terminology is used in Japan, but anyway, just think of it as sorcery. Omyodo or Shinto magic, that sort of thing. According to most, let's call them mages. According to most mages, there are two kinds of magic. One kind can be wielded by mages through study, though it still involves some simple rituals. The other is unique magic, born from the fusion of oneself with these dregs. It's known as a talent. Even within a single family, no two people share the same talent. Oh. I don't know what your talent is, but it's best to keep that to yourself. And that's because most mages have a strict taboo against magic that deals with the soul or life and death. If everyone were to treat life and death so carelessly, the world would be thrown into chaos. This kind of magic also takes a tremendous toll on the body. My point is, keep your secrets, even from me.
Wow, this is a lot to take in, madam, and you're telling us this dangerous information in a cafe. Give me a moment to orient myself.
If the burden upon the body, or here, Hatsuyuki lifts a hand and taps her temple, becomes too great, a mage's flesh will gradually mutate into a more primitive state, until they transform into a monster, mindless and deathless. Most call this process reversion, and so far there seems to be no way to undo it.
Welcome back to the happy music. What the fuck? Hold on, that's a lot to process, madam. You mentioned earlier that I'm named Sakuma, so that's why you brought it up?
Just like I carry the name, holy shit, that's a name. Badia Kinskaya. Badia Kinskaya.
Do you? Cause your name is Hatsuyuki Imaeda.
Hatsuyuki Badia Kinskaya.
Chimney.
The Sakuma family is renowned in Japan too, after all. When we first met, you were just like an ordinary person.
Yeah.
I never expected it to turn out like this. Maybe it was that accident. I failed to protect everyone.
Hatsuyuki's voice gradually lowers and her expression clouds. Her fingers twist together. Accidents can't be predicted. That's just how they are. The waiter arrives with the tray and starts to arrange the dishes before us. Only then does this transient space of ours awaken from its heavy silence. The sandwich exudes just the right amount of heat, and the wheaten aroma of the toast mingles evenly with the fragrance of the scrambled eggs and steak. Wow. Big meal. Combined with the lettuce sprinkled with sauce, it all sparks with a rare thought within me. This seems worth a try. Before Hatsuyuki sits a plate of cognac drizzled with black syrup. She frowns as she struggles to swallow the entire piece. She once said she hates this sort of thing since it's like biting into a limp and slimy slug. I might be making my doubts apparent. After catching her breath with a gulp of lemonade, Hatsuyuki begins to speak, uncharacteristically hesitant.
Don't give me that look. I need to keep in shape these days. I don't want to have to adjust my costume later. How do you like the food here?
Well, my tongue's having a pretty good time.
Is that so? Good. Oh, right. Tomorrow, do you want to go check out the theater Kazuya booked for our performance? We can try getting up on stage. Who knows? It might help set the mood.
And satisfy curiosity?
And satisfy my curiosity.
I'm still drinking my soba as Hatsuyuki forces down the plate of cognac, settles the bill, and thrusts her hand out the door to catch falling snowflakes. Wow, she's always had impeccable table manners. That cognac must have really put her off. I pull on my coat, doing up the buttons as I pass through the motley crowd loitering in the cafe, until a strangely familiar figure brings my feet to a standstill. Oh. It's a girl clad in an ornate gown, expressionlessly sipping her drink. The red and gold flare of her skirt reminds me of a fish gliding through dark water. Oh boy. Her table is laden with dishes, and a maid stands next to her, slicing the food. The girl's back remains fastidiously straight. Even her spoon? Yes, even her spoon swirls through the coffee without a sound. But when those golden eyes turn in my direction, a shiver runs through me, like a serpent just clamped down on my neck. Yeah. Snapping back to myself, I flee. I shove open the cafe door and put its bulk between me and her gaze.
What's up? Why the rush?
Nothing. We should go back. Hatsuyuki saunters down the street with me in tow. The sky is darkened, and a thin layer of snow carpets the ground, already melting in the warm air issuing from the storefronts, and then freezing again to form slick ice beneath our feet. Blessings. Round the corner, a simple udon stall sits at the mouth of the alley. The rich scent of oil and soy sauce bubbles forth. Wow. Wow, we just left to get food. Yeah, I'm afraid of women. We just left to get food. We come back and there's a soba cart right here.
It brings some touch of life to the otherwise deserted alleyway. Even from this distance, I can hear the drunken hubbub at the stall.
Chief, can you keep it down?
What? So the bastard could dump his hot potato in my lap and I can't say a damn thing about it? How's this even supposed to work? He claims he's got no connections, so he thinks I've got enough to deal with that old fox's tricks.
We don't have any other choice.
Shibata-kun, as soon as something comes up, you're always cringing with your tail between your legs. Knock it off.
Well, it's not like I can handle this either.
Tell me, what the hell does he want from us? The kid refuses to go home. What am I supposed to do? Break his legs and drag him back? What a shit show. Guess I gotta put up with it.
Chief, please, that's enough.
Huh? The inebriated woman suddenly swivels like she has eyes at the back of her head and shoots a glance right at us. Then she gives the young man next to her a hard smack on the shoulder.
Ow, Chief.
Huh. Whatever, just eat your noodles. By the time we skirt round those two drunkards and make our way back to the lodgings, night is fully descended.
Well, that was weird.
Ahead of me, Hatsuyuki quietly nudges the door ajar, then like a squirrel, she slips through the narrow gap. Warm air billows out from within, and a faint tingling ache slowly returns to my cheeks, numb from the cold wind. Yeah, we just hung out outside for a bit. It's pitch black indoors. Oh, no lights at all for us? Thanks, guys. I can hear scattered rustling sounds. Huh? Why are the lights all out? Hatsuyuki and I are back. Where's everyone? 1, 2...
Wait, whoa!
Welcome home, Sakuma-kun! Aww. Oh, we look so uncomfortable. We look so uncomfortable. Golden flakes and colorful ribbons cascade from above, accompanied by the clicking of a light switch. Troop members pop out of hiding in every corner of the first floor, like mushrooms after rain, their hands still dusted with flecks of gold. Seizing the moment, Hatsuyuki swiftly wraps her arm around my shoulders, leaving me no chance to dodge the ensuing flurry of embraces.
You guys, what's going on here?
Of course, we're celebrating the grand finale of our Emerald Eye Troops National Tour, Tokyo! Oh, they're called the Emerald Eye? Okay, there's a lot to do with green and eyes. I'm already interested. You guys know I like shit that has weird things to do with eyes. Sure, we ran into some delays this year and didn't get to schedule any shows, but from Kyoto to Nagoya to Osaka to Tokyo, oh, and all those little towns in between, we've been going strong for 2 whole years. It's been rough. Aburatani-kun and I spent the whole day unpacking and settling in before we could even think about pulling this off. And wow, our costumes won't even fit inside 2 huge wardrobes now. Who would have thought? Everything from Moliere to Shakespeare, but we didn't notice at the time. It's only when you start taking stock of all the costumes and props that really hits you.
And there's more. And there's more.
Oh, right. We're also celebrating that Fool's Feast is already sold. How many tickets was it again?
It's a full house, 800 seats, plus the VIP boxes on the balcony.
That's right. An opening night. Even after laying low for nearly a year, people still remember us. Naniwa's vibrant voice practically drills through my eardrums into my skull. I curse myself for not having 2 extra hands to shield my ears against the onslaught of sound waves.
Man, your voice is grating. Enough of that.
And there seems to be loyal fans of the troupe visiting from elsewhere. They've come all this way just to see this performance.
It's all thanks to our leader and everyone. Of course, Sakuma could, especially, or else we wouldn't be doing this as well. Guys, that's enough. Oh god, we really are about to cry.
Oh, what's the matter? Could it be our hotshot leading man who sells out entire theaters is shy about being so popular?
Don't you join in too.
But of course, who could resist this awkward look of Kotori's when he's obviously over the moon, but thinks it's uncool to get excited about compliments? Hatsuyuki lays bare my exact thoughts with a grin, and as Kazuya and the others laugh, the heat rising to my face might be enough to steam me alive. Alright, my cake's ready. I'm not late, am I? You're all in such a good mood. What are you chatting about?
Meiko-san, you've gotten into Western desserts now on top of all the Japanese cooking? Since when? This cake, it can't be.
I learned from the cafe owner next door. A celebration needs something special. You like this flavor, don't you?
What's the flavor?
Before you get into that, Matsuo could sneak in a bite. I saw him. I'm just sampling the flavor. It came out great.
You guys, cut it out. I haven't even had any yet.
After the whirlwind of chaos, all that remains is an empty plate and cutlery smeared with cream. Lick it. Don't let cream go to waste. Lick it.
One by one, Kazuya persuades everybody to return to their rooms since it's getting late. The first floor, so lively a while ago, now hosts only Hatsuyuki and me, along with the scattered remnants of gold flakes, ribbons, and confetti. Every iota of strength has drained from my body. Yeah, we are out-socialed. My eyebrows? No, my eyelids are so heavy they can barely stay open. I'm so tired. It's gonna be a hassle cleaning this up. Hatsuyuki chuckles when she hears this.
Well, it's a celebration after all. It was Naniwa's idea, so let's leave the cleanup to him. What matters is that we all had fun.
She skips light-footed up the stairs, then whirls back, wreathed by the lights, and waves at me.
Okay, I still need to have a chat with Kazuya. It's been a long day. You better get some rest, superstar. We still got that theater tomorrow. Theater trip tomorrow.
All right, let's see. What crazy shit will we dream about? Eyes? Guts? I really am exhausted. Back in my room, I can't even be bothered to wash up or get changed properly. Almost soon as my head sinks into the soft bedding, sleep engulfs my eyes. Perhaps because so much happened today, my sleep is flooded with a dizzying array of fragmented dreams. When I next open my eyes, the room is still shrouded in darkness. My body feels like lead, and a sharp, sour taste clings to the back of my tongue. I'm so thirsty. What time is it? I switch on the bedside lamp. The warm glow of the bulb sheds a dim amber light across the room. Neat. The desk clock emits a steady mechanical ticking. In the faint light, I can just make out the hour hand pointing to 11, I think that is. I shut my eyes and try to will myself back to sleep, but my mind only grows more and more alert, and every sense sharpens with it. My ears are flooded with the sound of the wind, the clockwork, and my own heavy breathing. Noises that I would normally overlook now echo through me like roaring thunder.
Blessings.
Can't sleep. Might as well get some air. The troop is dead silent at night. I gently close my door, treading carefully across the carpet. I wander idly through the still, unfamiliar building, by the ashen moonlight streaming in from the windows. Ugh, blessings. Blessings, blessings, blessings. My room, Hatsuyuki's, and Kazuya's are on the second floor. Hamura Sensei's room is at the other end of the corridor, though they seldom stay over. It's probably gathering dust right now. Looking down over the corridor banister, I can see the reception hall and Kazuya's office. Opposite the office are the dressing room and rehearsal room. With nothing better to do, I reread the nameplates on all the doors, then follow the moonlit stairs upward. The third floor houses the other members. Every door is shut tight, as if the occupants are already deep in slumber. The window at the end of the corridor looks out upon the late-night streets of Ginza. There's no sight or sound of humans, only the gas lamps and the stars, shimmering together in soft hues. Oh. I tiptoe down the corridor, and as I pass one of the rooms, the murmur of voices rushes against my ears.
I did eat something today. I tried to throw it up when I got back, but I just can't get it out clean.
What? Huh? Is that Hatsuyuki?
Do you think it'd be better to cut it open and clean it out?
What? The person answering her... Hold on! Pardon? What do you mean, cut it out? The person answering her seems to be standing farther away. Their voice is too muffled to make out.
Have you gotten any better at this? The stitching last time was a real mess. I could feel it even through the clothes. But it's my fault too. The more times it's cut open, the harder it is to sew it back together. Usually I can empty things out just fine. I don't know what's wrong today. But are you too tired for this? It's winter, so it'll be a while before things start rotting.
What?
Back up! She's not human. Call it. She's not human. What do you mean I can't.
Wow. It'll be a while before things start rotting.
That should be fine, right?
What are they talking about? I take an instinctive step back. The floor creaks beneath me.
Who's there?
Footsteps approach. I turn to flee. No time to worry about the noise. All I want to do is get back to my room as fast as I can. My ears are ringing from the sprint, which drowns out any sound of the door opening and closing. It's only back in my room that I realize I'm gasping for breath. I can't go back out there. I lay back on the bed and steady my breathing, but my mind can't help circling back to the words I overheard. Is Hatsuyuki sick?
Hi, Ash. Okay, hydration, alright. And a posture check? Ugh, I want a shrimp. I want a shrimp!
I did forget to get Kiki her shrimp. I got into the house, and then I immediately sat stuff down and went to go eat. some food. And I did forget about Kiki's shrimp for a bit, for about maybe like 30 minutes. And she was, I was laying down on the bed. No. I was laying down on the bed and she was just standing, she was sitting on the floor by the bed, just going, meow, meow, meow. I was like, what do you want? What's up with you? And then I was like, you're a shrimp. You're mommy's home shrimp. She was like, yeah, my shrimp. Really cute. She was like, I want my shrimp. Before I can make sense of anything, sleep, summoned by all this exertion, claims he wants more. Just before it takes me under, I think, no matter what, I have to apologize to her tomorrow. A dreamless night passes. When I wake, it's already broad daylight outside. I tidy myself up and head downstairs. Kazuya and Hatsuyuki are already up on the first floor. I'm not sure what they're discussing.
Is our sleeping beauty finally awake? We were just talking about you.
Morning, Kotori. What were you talking about? Me?
We were wondering if we should get breakfast together, but Kazuya's such a busy guy, I couldn't talk him into it.
Yeah, there's an investor coming today, so I might be tied up this morning. Hatsuyuki gives her head a regretful... Shakes her head... What? Gives her head a regretful shake? Probably I was looking at that one. Hatsuyuki shakes her head regretfully, then makes her way behind me and gives me a shove.
Looks like it'll be just the two of us then.
Uh-oh. Hi there, lady in the corner just staring at me. By the time we get to the cafe, it's well into the morning. There are already a few tables occupied. The girl I saw yesterday is still seated in that same spot next to the window, her head slightly lowered as she sips her soup in silence. I force down my budding unease and find a spot to sit with Hatsuyuki. There's a partition adorned with greenery which blocks the view, making me feel somewhat better. Hatsuyuki calls over a server and orders a cup of hot milk. I still don't have much of an appetite, so I just ask for a croissant.
Something on your mind?
I couldn't sleep last night. Hatsuyuki adopts a theatrical look of dawning revelation. After the waiter sets down our food and walks away, she knits her brow and lowers her voice.
So that was you. This might be a problem.
What kind of problem? Are you sick? Or is it that thing you mentioned? Magic spells.
Oh dear, I'm just teasing you. It's no big deal. I'm in good health. Let a girl have her little secrets.
She picks up her cup and takes a sip. Though her face is wan, her demeanor still brims with vigor. Did I interrupt you too?
You could say that. It was quite the shock.
Sorry. Hatsuyuki sets down her cup, stroking her chin with a mock serious air.
To make amends, how about you go to Yokohama with me and see the flowers after their performance? I hear they've opened a new park over there. You and Kazuya both need to take a break sometime in spring. It's settled then. Alright, eat up before your food gets soggy.
Don't rush me, I'm gonna choke. We have a single croissant. How would it get soggy? We finish our meal, and just as we leave the cafe, a car pulls up to the alley entrance. Oh, this is the second man. Oh, a young man gets out of the car, shakes open a black umbrella, then bends down to open the back door. A long-haired man draped in a haori steps out of the car. The umbrella shields him from the swirling snow, and even as he's escorted into the alley, his striking scarlet figure stands out stark against the sea of gray. My gaze lingers on his back. When that face comes into view, even for a fleeting glance, I can't help but freeze. Who is he?
Huh? What was that?
Nothing, let's go. I want to know who the hot man is. The theater reserved for the premiere isn't large, but its decor is surprisingly exquisite. You two are members of Emerald Eye, right? Are you here to check on the auditorium setup? Setup? Mochizuki-san has rented a small auditorium here for rehearsing on a long-term basis. It's been set up as requested. I can show you two around now. How is he paying for all this? Are we free to use it?
Of course, please follow me.
We follow the theater staff down a hallway carpeted in red wool, finally stopping for a massive door, black walnut. The door stands ajar. It takes the staff member some effort to pull it all the way open, revealing a sizable thrust stage. The grand drapes are drawn, exposing the set behind. Several crew members are adjusting the lighting. Just as our guide said, this place is ready for use. Hatsuyuki stares briefly at the stage, then turns around. She's silhouetted against the lamplight. Her eyes gleam from the shadows.
Now, this doesn't happen every day. How about we give it a go?
In the blink of an eye, Hatsuyuki whips out 2 scripts as if by magic. She tucks one into my arms, and I feel an answering twinge of eagerness. Ever since the accident, Kazuya had insisted on my recuperation. It's only in the rehearsal rooms that I regain my confidence of being an actor. But faced with a real stage, however I feign nonchalance, there's no deceiving myself. I can't pretend I have no desire to stand upon it. Well then, let's try it. I really am curious about where the gore comes in. Why, oh why. What I wish to write, what I long to say, that is all which matters. Nothing else, no worldly concerns should hobble my steps.
Sensei, are you there? I brought you some rice. You haven't been to class lately. The students are all worried, so I came to check on you. Is everything alright?
Why didn't the others come?
I mean, good question. They have household chores to attend to. I haven't fully recovered from my illness yet, and I'm not needed at home, so I figured I'd come see you.
If I can but silence her, peaceful days will be mine once more. For a time. Time. Precious time.
Is he gonna fucking kill her?
I simply need to make it an accident.
He's gonna fucking kill her!
In that case, come in. Did anyone see you? The spotlight falls on Hatsuyuki. She opens her mouth, but no sound comes out. It's her line next. Why isn't she speaking? In the stifling, frozen silence, my unease grows. I hear the crew muttering. Hatsuyuki? Oh, fuck! Uh-oh. The instant I say her name, her body sways. Oh, her stitches are gonna pop open. She's gonna start gutting around the place. Then she collapses heavily onto the stage, landing with a dull thud. What's wrong? Are you okay? My mind explodes into tumult. I practically trip over myself, scrambling to her side. She lies quietly on the cold, dusty floor, her cheeks smudged with a trace of grayish powder. No matter how I shake her, there's no hint of a response. I reach out a trembling hand. Holding my breath, I gently bring it closer to her nose. She's not breathing. I push my nerveless hand against her chest and press up and down again and again. It has to work. She'll be fine after this. That's what they all say. I press until my hair tumbles over my eyes, until fine beads of sweat ooze from my forehead. Hatsuyuki opens her mouth and lets out a soft sigh. It was soft. I knew it. I knew it would work. Thank goodness. Hatsuyuki, don't scare me like that. Please wake up. Wake up? Stiffly, I press my ear against her chest. There's no pulse of life, only coldness and decay and a cloying sweetness wafting from her collar like rotten fruit. Uh-oh. Are we surrounded by dead people? This has to be a joke. Just a joke. It can't be. No. You were just talking. Don't tease me. What's wrong? Are you mad at me? Hatsuyuki's lips are parted, unspeaking. I stare at her face. What changes have I missed in the past minute, the past half hour, the past day? Her eyes are wide open, usually an adorable sight, but now those unblinking, glassy eyes fill me with a terror that drenches me in cold sweat. I can't look directly at them. So she's not human. And she is definitely probably dead. Interesting. But the ad is here. So we must take a moment. This is so interesting. This is so cool. This is so cool. I'm upset it's not the full game. I want to play the full game. Yeah, she slipped on an ice cube and died. Sure. This is so cool, though. It's so cool. It's so cool. I want more. We haven't even gotten to the end, and I already know I'm going to want more. I already know I'm going to want more. I already know we're going to come to the end of the demo, and I'm going to be like, please, 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 please. Please, 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 please. Ugh. Yeah, we probably are. Ugh. Oh, I wish there was, I wish the ad didn't hit at a moment where there was no music. Because right now I'm just kind of sitting here. Ugh, but sing. Ugh. Make my own. All right.
We are with our friend, but I think she's probably dead. I think she's been dead for a while, and she's just cutting out her stomach and emptying the contents because she doesn't make stomach acid anymore. Which that is not good for continued life. She's probably very dead, and something has happened, and she's way more dead. And we're gonna try to figure out what happened to our dead friend. And we might find out that we're dead, but I kinda doubt that we would have mentioned it earlier. If we thought we were dead. Oh, no, we are not dead. I think we're just kinda fucked. And I'm pretty certain that her guts are gonna come spilling out here soon. We're putting pressure on the guts. That's what you don't do if you have a stab wound. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Maybe you should press on the stab wound. I think you don't if it's an abdominal stab wound. Fuck if I know. She's dead. How absurd everything suddenly is now. How ridiculous. We ate together, made plans to look at flowers in Yokohama, and were enthusiastically performing just minutes ago. How could someone die? Just die like this? Like every color is drained away in the blink of an eye, leaving behind nothing but a pale, empty shell. Where does she go? There's so much noise around me. After a while, it occurs to me that the crew is screaming. Someone pulls me away. I tumble to the ground. It doesn't even hurt. Hey, watch out! Something's wrong! Call Kazematsuru-san! The stage lights shine down upon her. White light enshrouding white corpse. White dust drifting in the air. Stab wound! Yeah. Uniformed people close in around the body, and the glassy green eye peers through a gap in the crowd, staring straight in my direction. Suddenly it shifts. What? I blink my dry eye and finally see. In the shadow, amidst the dust and the light, lurks a green-eyed monster. The monster ripples outwards, flowing across the stage. What? The monster looks at me. Oh! Oh! It crouches over Hatsuyuki's body, like a soul untethered from flesh, a fetus bursting from the womb. I've seen it before, in the mirror, the white-feathered monster. I see now that there's the eye, there's an eye here, an eye there, an eye there, a flower. Oh boy. Oh. Oh. Interesting. Kazuyuki. Something's going on. Something happened. I think that was a time skip, but I don't know. I was slightly confused about what happened just there. How very impolite of you, Mochitsuki-kun. I merely came to inquire how the boy is doing. I never imagined matters would take such a hazardous turn. Alas, now that it has come to this, I can only offer my sincerest apologies. Oh! Well, why is our boy bloody? What happened to our boy? You! As your wound split open, youngsters are so reckless with their health. I'd appreciate you keeping this meeting between us, Mochitsuki-kun. After all, when it comes to family, it's only natural to get a little carried away. Wouldn't you agree? You drove Kotori away years ago. He doesn't remember a thing now. Why are you still? Why? Mochitsuki-kun, you ought to understand the reason better than I do. One more thing. I'd rather suspect that my dear Kotori remains unaware of whatever you and Miss Baryakinskaya have been keeping from him. Baryakinskaya. I actually got her name right, yay! Am I right? How do you know that? Minoru-san, the snow has stopped. My, look at the time. Well then, let us draw this little encounter to a close. Mochitsuki-kun, if you would be so kind as to inform your teacher that I would very much like a word with them in the coming days. Preferably sooner rather than later. Come along, Serena. Huh? What? So many stitches. My, this is quite something. The skin seems partly translucent. And what's this? Ugh, they laid on that powder really thick.
It's pretty well preserved. I've never seen a spell like this before. A fine piece of work. Well, since it could go on stage, I guess with enough makeup, it looks just like a living person. No wonder you called me in. Good job remembering to evacuate the civilians this time. Whoa, there's so much shit going on in the background. Huh? Declared a medical emergency, whatever works. Where's the person who came in with it? Did you get a rundown yet? Still no response. Come on, did it really scare him out of his wits? Hey, look up. Oh, an acute, intense jolt of pain spreads through my jaw. But it's nothing. Nothing compared to the dying agonies that Hatsuyuki endured as she lay there. If I'd noticed earlier, would everything be different? Anguish engulfs me, smothering me, rising from the depths of my dried-out eyes. My mind restlessly chews through memories, spitting out scraps of details I once missed. If only we'd gone to a hospital earlier, gone back to rest earlier, if only... Somebody's speaking. The sound grates, like ringing in my ear. Hey, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Sir? Like, I thought I was supposed to have some magic talent. Why could I only watch her die right before my eyes? Something so uselessly, utterly useless. Okay, can we please stop the ringing? Oh my god, hold on. I'm going to oh my god. I could not handle that. That needed not to last as long as it did. Was it because of that monster? It followed me here and killed Hatsuyuki, and I did nothing but lead it to its prey. I've had enough of this. Ignore me, will ya? Snap out of it. What the fuck? What did she do to my neck? Okay, now we can up that again. Ugh. A gust of wind pierces sharply through the side of my neck. What? Then dissipates, leaving behind an icy sting and a damp sensation spreading across my skin. My nerves, trembling from the narrow escape, pull me back to the very reality I refuse to face. I look up and see a familiar face. It was the woman who I saw stinking drunk at the udon stall last night. Yeah, it is. She is standing before me now, arms crossed, gazing at me with obvious displeasure. At the sight of my face, she briefly falters and her brows draw together. Then she swiftly regains that impatient expression. That's you. Me? She doesn't seem to be bothered by the conversation we overheard last night. She just turns again to glance towards the crowd of uniformed police, all huddled around Hatsuyuki. Yeah. Last night, I remember you and that girl, right? The one laying there, the deceased. You two were close, weren't you? Do you know if there was anything going on with her recently? Any illness or unusual relationships or just anything out of the ordinary that happened to her? A sticky, acrid bitterness spreads across my tongue. I could rake through every remaining memory in my amnesia-ridden brain and turn up nothing. Hatsuyuki was the same girl I've always known. I don't know anything, sorry. The woman's eyes crinkle. Her expression softens as she sits down next to me. Feeling nervous? It's okay. I'm just here to get a sense of the situation. Lots of crime witnesses don't realize anything they see might be useful to us. It's probably the same with you. Yeah. She might be right, but my instincts keep going back to that monster, the one that seemed to be born from Hatsuyuki's corpse. It must have something to do with her death, along with what I overheard last night, but I don't know how to bring this up. The woman seems to sense my inner turmoil. She offers a reassuring smile, but it feels a little out of place. Now, I'll ask you answer. Fair enough? I'd like you to be honest with me. I'm Kazematsuru. Itsu Kazematsuru, Special Investigations Division. And you are? Always helps know who I'm talking to. Kotori Sakuma. Special Investigation Division? I'm not surprised you haven't heard of us. Know anything about parapsychology? I've heard of a society run by professors from the Imperial University doing research on extrasensory perception. Close enough. There are certain instances that current knowledge, or should I say technology, can't quite explain. Those fall under our jurisdiction. Oh? Interesting. Of course, as an ordinary civilian, you got nothing to worry about. We just have our methods, which it's best not to make public knowledge. In a city as busy as Tokyo, any secret gets out and makes its way across the city in a few days. I don't know why I've given her this accent, but it's the accent she's getting. Parapsychology. It does ring a bell. I hear there's a group of scholars fervently devoted to Western theories, trying to replicate telepathy and clairvoyance. You love the sleazy voice? Coolio. This is my female used car salesman. Still, for the police to establish a department like this, does that have anything to do with those magic users Hatsuyuki mentioned? No, I can't dwell on this right now. That monster might be... Alright, what do you want to know? In that case, I'll cut to the chase. From your point of view, over the past
let's say 6 months. Would you say the deceased displayed no major changes compared to today? Seemed to have behaved normally, never fell seriously ill, and so on?
Yeah.
Was there anyone she met with regularly? I mean, one-on-one, family, friends, doctors, anyone at all?
I rack my brain, but all that occurs to me is that outside of performances, Hatsuyuki spent almost the entire past year with the troupe. For some reason, Hatsuyuki and the others seldom went out. No, except for Kazuya and me and maybe Hamuro-sensei. She hardly ever left the troupe, where she was mostly with me or our mutual friend. I rarely saw her approach anyone else on her own. It seems like the supply was pretty stable. So did anything unusual happen in the past few days? Does she do or say something out of the ordinary? Of course, it's fine if not. Last night at dinner, she ate something she normally dislikes. Despite saying this, I honestly can't be certain. Hatsuyuki and I were very close this past year as I dealt with my amnesia, but like most friends who see each other regularly, we didn't actually have meals together very often. Yeah.
Hey, I'm talking here.
We only occasionally mentioned our food preferences in passing. Only now, confronted with this situation, do I realize how much of a fool I've been.
I see. Alright then. That covers the basics. Now we'll get into some questions related to the special nature of our division. It might give you a scare, but there's no time to ease you into things. You don't know what's going on with the corpse, do you?
Oh, what a sentence. Her lips move, parting and closing, slicing the words into shards that drive themselves into my ears, steady and relentless.
If I'm not mistaken, she's been dead for quite some time.
I was right!
It's still unclear what could sustain a corpse's activity for this long with next to no decay. We'll have to hold off on closer examination until we bring the body back.
But how? Oh, we lost the light in our eyes. Oh. Ever since I first met Hatsuyuki, she's always been the same. With me, with everyone else. How could she be dead this whole time? My voice is on the verge of cracking, but Kaze Matsuru just arched an eyebrow.
She seemed like just like anyone else for a long time. She spoke and she smiled, vibrant down to the smallest detail. Isn't that right? I've dealt with a few similar cases. It's rare but not impossible. You might want to ask that mutual friend of yours if something happened to her when you weren't around.
Oh shit, did she actually die in the accident that gave us amnesia?
Her body shows extensive blunt force injury and numerous suture scars like she's been pieced together. Some of the wounds have been stitched multiple times. The surrounding muscle and skin is severely damaged. Specifically from here to here.
Kaze Matsuru reaches out, tracing a line from my shoulder down to my knee until her hand finally presses against my spasming stomach. I try to swallow, but find my throat scorched dry. It throbs with a deep-seated, knife-sharp pain. Kaze Matsuru's eyes meet mine. I see my own reflection frozen stiff in her calm, pink gaze. Eyes wide and staring, expression blank. A picture of utter absurdity.
I haven't gotten to my question, but looks like you've got something on your mind. Well, out with it. You want to know why your friend ended up like this, don't you? Spit it out. Might open up another lead for us.
I open my mouth. My voice comes out hoarser than I realized. Who did this to her? And more than that, who could get Hatsuyuki to cover for them? I overheard Katsuyuki at our place last night. She was complaining about having to cut something open to take it out. Was it something we ate together yesterday?
Probably. A living corpse doesn't have functioning organs. The food scraps just rot away in the stomach. Man, you're hesitating. Anything else?
When Hatsuyuki collapsed, I also saw a white monster.
A white monster?
A white monster with wings, its head unfolding like a lily.
Oh god, she does not look happy about that discovery.
Kaze Matsuru's expression abruptly transforms. Her bright eyes pin me to the spot like a serpent locking onto its prey.
Okay, last question.
As Kaze Matsuru speaks, she switches back to that look of mild impatience, like that spasm of emotion just now was nothing but my imagination.
This was supposed to be the part where I squeeze a confession out of you, but forget it. Do you know who you've rubbed the wrong way?
Huh? What?
When it comes to the cases we deal with, I don't generally explain all this nonsense to the people involved.
Yeah.
Parapsychology this, special division that, it all sounds way too far-fetched, like something out of a novel. We have our ways of making sure you spill every last detail you know and don't remember a single thing afterwards. You won't even dream about it. When closing the case, for most people and even society at large, all we have to do is find a plausible excuse to smooth things over. Say, an acute heart attack, a stroke, or maybe drug abuse. There are all sorts of stories to run with, and evidence is easy to come by. Of course, getting poisoned by a male companion and a premeditated murder, that works too. But why did it happen in the theater, in front of all these people? Chalk it up to the suspect's sense of ceremony. All for those things the suspect heard and the white monster he saw. They serve as further proof that this actor was so immersed in the drama he lost the ability to distinguish between fantasy and reality. Delirious and raving, he turned his blade on the victim who came to the theater with him. During our inquiry, we noticed he avoids eye contact. His demeanor is furtive, as if he's hiding something. This is highly suspicious, and after a few rounds of questioning, the witnesses, we will all develop the same impression. Do you follow what I'm saying? You're threatening me. Very clever, but let's not put it that way. Call it a mutually beneficial opportunity. You don't want to know what happens to the people we take into custody. When you get out of telling me all this. You got a real knack for tough questions, you know that? Her roar of laughter draws the attention of the remaining officers in the theater, but she casually waves them away. She turns back to me, dashing the tears of laughter from her eyes, and slowly holds up 2 fingers. First off, someone asked me to stir up trouble for you, and I can't stand him. Secondly, it's because of that thing you saw. Head cleft like a blossom lined with fangs, wings towed in its wake like weighty shadows. Should the might of its attention befall thee, then shall the 8 emerald eyes swivel as one. Oh, I knew there was so much something to do with eyes. Lord Fuck? What the fuck is that word? Lord Octopteropes. Octopteropes? Sure, alright. Lord Octopteropes. As those black magic practitioners call it. I've spent years in hot pursuit of it and its followers. It appeared next to the deceased, meaning that your friend, who was turned into a living corpse, was almost certainly under the control of a black mage who worships it. We're after the same thing. Don't you want to learn the truth behind her death? That mage is sure to know more than either of us. I can let you walk out of that door unharmed, but in return, you have to help me find him. I guess I don't have much of a choice. What do you want from me? Ordinary people can't see the shadows of a god. You can do that, can't you? With those words, Kaze Matsudo extends her hand before me. Oh god, a whirling gale erupts from her palm, striking me square in the face. I instinctively hold my breath, my ears filled with the lingering wail of wind. This is... I clamp my mouth shut, but I could tell from Kaze Matsudo's face that it's too late. You don't have to get into specifics. I'm not that much of a snoop, and I'm not interested in the sack of the family secrets. The point is, the fact that you can see Lord Octopteropes makes you a rare and irresistible new recruit for them. And I'll find some way to get the news to them. But judging from that reaction just now, you have something you'd rather keep from me, don't you? If you like, you can go take care of whatever you want first. I'll be in touch when I can. Or we'll wrap this up quickly, and then I'll handle the rest myself. Meaning, you'll be out of it. What do you think? Hold on. Let's drop a save. I don't think we have anything to take care of. Huh? You can go take back whatever you care. I'll touch when I can. We can wrap this up quickly, and then I'll handle the rest myself. You'll be out of it. Okay, then I want to... Oh, let's deal with the case. Okay. And here I thought you'd go the other way. Huh? Okay, then sorry, I want to head back first. I guess we're supposed to say that. I don't quite understand the options there. Hold on. If I say let's deal with the case first, does she take me away? Okay. I don't understand the options. I will be 100% honest. I don't understand the options. I'm gonna head back first, then take this. Kaze Matsudo pulls out a wallet from nowhere, extracts a stiff card, and thrusts it into my hand before I can refuse. It's an exquisitely crafted business card with black lettering against a white background. It has a solid heft to it, and the embossed patterns graze subtly against my fingertip, like the touch of a chill wind. Her name, number, and address are printed neatly on the card. Under the dim light, I see flecks of gold powder glistening amidst the ink. There's no other unnecessary embellishments. Jimbashi. A personal card? For a personal matter. She shrugs and brushes off non-existent dust from her clothes.
When you got things sorted, just give this number a ring. Just ask for me. You have 3 days. If you try giving me the slip, well, I'm still a government employee. I think you got the idea. Yeah. Yeah. There's one more thing I'd like to ask of you. Eh? I like that look of yours. Go on, tell me. Hatsuyuki's body, no corpse. Can I take a look at it later? Once I've spoken to the others of the troop, it won't take long. Well, now that it's come to this, I have to see things through myself. There's so much I've forgotten. Hatsuyuki was already like this when I met her, and now that she's gone, I can't let those scars be buried along with her. Buried with her. At the very least, I need to know. You never seen a corpse up close, have you, oh dainty young master? Try not to scare yourself silly. Well, since you ask, of course I can arrange a little thing like that. You'll have to wait until the autopsy's over at least. Thank you. Chief, we're heading back with this, and then... I know. Be careful with that, or I'll duck your bay when you get back. She stands up, shoots me a parting glance, and then strolls off towards the stage. Hatsuyuki's body is lifted into a stretcher in a flurry of activity. Her arm dangles over the side, swaying stiffly with each jostle. Finally, together with the crowd, she vanishes beyond the heavy door. Wow, by the time I leave the theater, it's getting dark. I only realize then that my clothes are soaked in cold sweat. The wind's bitter cold seeps into my bones, stripping away any trace of warmth. Pale snow falls, dissolving beneath light just as pale. Smoke-stained clouds loom overhead, leaden and oppressive. I have to pull my coat tight around me before I can walk into the crowd, its clamor still reverberating through the air, through the night. The cacophony washes over me. Predictions for seasonal fashion trends. Hold on. Reviews of various cafes, plans for the upcoming holidays, and the pervasive scent of money changing hands. But the voice worth listening to is gone forever. How do I tell Kazuya and the others? First, I have to pull myself together. Kazuya is bound to cry when he finds out. If I carry on like this, how's he gonna cope? It's so unbearably cold. When I turn into the narrow alley, what awaits me is a serene hush. The floorboards creak as I push the door open. The snow outside is still thin on the ground. In contrast, the shadows and silence pool deep and dark within the room. It's completely still, as if no one's here. Why are the lights out? Kazuya? Not a single sound stirs in the house, only a dull thud of my voice against the floorboards. Weird. It's been a whole day. You should be done with the investors by now. Kazuya? I have to talk to you. Are you there? I raise my voice a little, but there's still no reply. Nibu? Naniwa-kun? Aburatani-kun? Meiko-san? As silence diffuses through the empty house, waves of darkness wash over my face. Behind me lies the doorway to daylight, still within reach, but the vicious tendrils of fear are growing, snaking their way up my ankles. In this darkness, I spy... Oh no! Oh, they're all dead? No! In this darkness, I spy something on the floor, a jumbled pile of shapes slumped over like sacks stuffed with cotton and straw. My stomach, which had barely settled, clenches again. Tension hangs thick in the air. The faint scent of snow from outside has already dissipated in the room's warmth. As I shuffle forward what reaches my nose instead is a hint of rust, a bitter, salty sweet whiff of metal. I fumble for the light switch, flick it on. What sears itself into my sight is a sea of familiar faces, sprawled on the floor, motionless. Fuck. Naniwa, who bumped into me when I got out of the car, now lays quietly in the corner, Kazuya's briefcase next to him. He's a ghastly... Holy shit, everyone's dead? He's as ghastly pale as the lifeless Hatsuyuki, as anyone else laying there. The people whom I know so well, with whom I spent every day for a year or even longer, it's like they all conspired to stage a cruel joke. But no matter how I shake their limp bodies, I can't summon those familiar voices. The floor at the stairs is stained with dark splotches. In the lamplight, they gleam a baleful crimson, almost black. I've lost track of how I push my way into each room. At first, I still harbored a sliver of hope, just enough to knock and wait for the possible response. This is a horrible day for our poor protagonist! But the silence spreads like a pestilence, peeling away that mannered facade of self-deception. Absolute silence drives one mad, and yet, unfathomably, I still have enough strength to move. My body seems to act of its own accord. All I can muster are panicked breaths, so loud and harsh they drown out the roaring silence. Behind so many doors lie the dead, scattered everywhere I look, bodies limp like puppets with severed strings. Opening each door is like unveiling a crudely made diorama. They loll on the beds, fingers still clasping books that now sink into the soft carpet. Their bodies are grotesquely wedged between Baroque chairs and desks, contorted into arcs worthy of a dancer. The heavy, turbulent sweetness of rotting fruit now spreads unchecked. It seeps through the corridors, mingling with the aromas of fresh-cut flowers and welcoming incense, swelling on my almost frozen brain until it's fit to burst. I mechanically inspect the rooms one by one, growing numb to finding bodies behind every door. Maybe I'm no different from the mythical Grim Reaper, who claims a life with every door he opens. What torments me most of all is that I can't find Kazuya. Before I know it, I've moved from the first to the third floor. The interval seems to have vanished into some monstrous maw. When I regain my senses, my hand is already resting on the final doorknob, the room I fled from last night. The door I didn't find the courage to open until everyone was gone. It's pitch black inside the room. The blinds are drawn so tightly that not even a sliver of moonlight peeks through. Only the acrid odor of disinfectant fills the air. I grope against the wall for a while before finding the switch. Holy shit! Was it Kazuya? Was he the one making all the bodies? Oh god. With a crisp click, everything I once imagined and prayed would never come true is laid bare beneath the sterile white light, gleaming with a spectral chill. The operating table is draped in creased pale green gauze, marked with old but still conspicuous bloodstains. The surgical tools that once carved and stitched flesh now lie quiescent in a tray, and atop a stack of gauze rests a small lump of something small and rancid. Limp, spongy, and bitter to the taste. Did you eat it? Why would you eat it? Easily ground to small pieces by teeth. Cognac. It's what she ate. My arms itch. As I shift, a feather falls from my sleeve. I have no idea when it got in there. The feather with an emerald green shaft and dazzling white plume. It's a lot like that monster's feather, but strangely enough, I feel no fear. I doubt it matters much, compared to everything before me. Calling this an operating room would be a stretch. The space is cramped. A single turn of the head and a flick of the eyes makes an unpleasant truth abundantly clear. There's no one here. This is probably where Hatsuyuki lay, and was cut open over and over. As far as I can make out, the room has been tidied. There's almost no remaining trace of who the other person might have been. Beside the operating table stands a medicine cabinet. It's full of bottles and jars, all labeled with printed tags. Opening the cabinet... I find the labels turned towards me one by one. I mostly find glass bottles marked as alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, and formaldehyde. Didn't we say that Kazuya smelled like antiseptic and alcohol? That's not a good sign. But one test tube, half full of transparent liquid, is devoid of any label, except a tiny trace of glue that wasn't quite peeled off. The test tube is corked tight. After a struggle, I managed to pry it open. Why? Why would you do this? And I will come to regret this 1,000 times over. The smell. Why, this of all things. From the yellowed test tube gushes that cloying reek of rotten fruit. As I return to the first room, my steps feel weighted, like I'm walking on clouds. I become unmoored from reality. If only I could fall from here, close my eyes once and for all. Why don't I? Naniwa, Aburatani, and Meiko are still lying there motionless. They must be long dead, even longer than I realized. Oh no. When I unfasten Naniwa's clothes, my numb fingers don't quite obey. The buttons slip through my fingers twice, staying stubbornly lodged in their buttonholes. You know, this isn't a good look for us, by the way. We walk into a bunch of corpses and we start undressing them. I understand why we're doing this. I understand it completely. It also is just not a good look for us. It takes me about 3 minutes, or maybe 5. I've lost track. Time crawls by as if my sheer focus is slowing it to a halt. Oh, fuck, they were all dead. Oh, we were in a troop of dead people. Peeling off the heavy winter clothes reminds me of what I've read in books about the engrossing process of preparing winter bamboo shoots. And when my fingers make contact with the cool, yielding skin, what comes to mind is the cream I smear on my face for stage makeup, slick and warming quickly with body heat. But here there are no bamboo shoots, and no fragrant creams. Only bird marks, lacerations, raw, oozing flesh hidden beneath long sleeves and running across the abdomen, scars from repeated slicing and stitching. Yeah, that's all I see, and that alone is enough. I'm seized by an inexplicable urge to laugh out loud, but my lips refuse to curl into a smile. How unbecoming of a skilled actor to not be able to command his muscles. My eyes are stinging. I keep them wide open. Not a single tear escapes. You can blink. Actually, you probably should blink. So that's how it is. What on earth was going through your mind last night when you said those things to me? Turns out I was the only one fooled by you this whole time. I dress Naniwan again. Nearby, Kazuya's briefcase lies askew. Its leather strap has snapped and the buckle is split open, revealing a small crack stained with fresh blood. I wipe it with my sleeve, but it won't come off. I have no idea where your owner is. I better fix you first, if I'm gonna bring you to him. I try to fasten the buckle and lift it. Fucking hell.
I try to fasten the buckle and lift it. The briefcase is light, almost too light, but it's clearly smashed beyond repair. The fragile hinges can't bear the weight, and it bursts wide open, both halves swinging in the air. A photo frame hits the ground, its thud muted by the soft carpet. Oh no. Apart from that, the briefcase is completely empty. The exposed lining is a dull black, which seems to swallow all the glaring brightness that overwhelms me. That's all? What is this? I flip the frame right side up. Sealed behind the pristine glass is a photograph. Oh no! A group photo of the troop, one I have no memory of. Everyone is beaming widely. The meadow and the unfamiliar wildflowers behind them look so soft, even in the monochrome hues. Taken spring 1918. Huh. I better put this back for him. I wipe the dust off the glass with my cloth and hands, but drops of water keep falling, smearing the glass with unsightly marks that just won't go away. Oh god, the accident killed everyone. We all died. And, well, except for me, apparently. Except for me, apparently, and probably Kazuya. And I think maybe Kazuya used that god's power to bring us all back to life. Them all back to life. Oopsies. I scrub until my stiff fingertips begin to ache, only then does it look a little cleaner. This should do. I splay the briefcase across my lap and replace the polished photo frame inside. The soft velvet lining grazes my fingers, then snags them, slowly drawing them deeper and deeper. What? Magic briefcase! Yeah, typical theater major Tuesday. That feeling surges through my veins again, the familiar sensation that something is pulling me towards it. The next instant, the world dissolves in a whirl. Darkness devours my vision. Oh, whoopsies. I'm seized by a brief, unrelenting weightlessness that scrambles every thought in my mind, leaving me dizzy and reeling, too feeble to even vomit. Oh, welcome back! It's you! I think you're the thing that was there earlier, I believe. At last, a pinpoint of light pierces the veil of darkness, and I feel something cold and hard beneath me. It seems that this storm-tossed vessel has finally drifted to a halt. I'm lying on the damp stone on a damp stone surface. The air is thick with the scent of moss and soil after rain. Vast rock faces tower over either side of me. Their lower reaches are studded with ancient torches. On the higher cliffs loom crude carvings of massive figures, their features long since worn away by the elements. I strain my eyes peering upwards. All I can see is a narrow strip of sky wedged between the cliff faces, extending endlessly beyond sight. Some dim light trickles down, but even combined with the torches, these depths remain shrouded in darkness. Every cranny is filled with the flickering shadow of boulders. What's going on? Where am I? I struggle to my feet. My clothes are sodden with muddy water. It feels unpleasant, even disgusting. Still, I have no choice but to keep them on against the fleeting gust of wind. I take a look around, but the only conclusion I can reach is that I'm in the depths of some unknown chasm. I remember I was touching Kazuya's briefcase. My confusion deepens. Kazuya had always had that briefcase, even ever since my memories began afresh. Could he and Hatsuyuki both be hiding something from me? No, I need to get out of here first, then ask him. He has to know something. I take a few tentative steps forward. I can keenly feel the puddles and moss slick beneath my feet, clinging to my soles, ready to send me sprawling if I put a foot wrong. As I follow the lines of torches, now and then, something briefly obscures the light overhead. When I look up, I catch sight of shadows, minuscule or massive, or sometimes it's a ripple of emerald green, flickering from light to dark. As I gaze at that swath of green, the tugging sensation grows stronger. Oh, bop the mic. My heart is pounding so hard it almost bursts out of my chest, until the color finally fades away. This space belongs to Kazuya, and just like him, it simply listens in silence to the echo of my footsteps. What is that? I'm not sure how long I walk before a sprawling mass of boulders blots out the strip of the sky. Before me appears a plain white torii gate, flickering with blue light like a burning flame. It softly beckons to me, silently inviting my touch. My pulse and breath both quicken. That translucent blue seems to be reeling my heart in. I step towards it, and a familiar dizziness washes over me once again. Oh, so you're back. I've been looking all over for you. Sakuma-kun, Sakuma-kun, wakey wakey. Sleeping on the floor is bad for you. Who the fuck are you? A voice drifts into my ears, distant but crystal clear. Ugh. Oh, you're finally awake. When I open my eyes, the first floor has completely transformed. The bodies strewn on the ground have all vanished, and as have the bloodstains.
Everything is spotless under the bright lamplight, as if nothing ever happened. A familiar figure stands before me. Is this figure familiar? Blocking most of the lamp's glare. The briefcase which was in my lap now dangles from their hand. The strap and buckles are still broken, but somehow the case is neatly clasped shut. Oh! Hamuro-sensei! What the hell?
Hamuro-sensei? What are you doing here?
I was planning on having a chat with Mochitsuki-kun about a few things, but when I got here, yikes, that scared the living daylights out of me. And when I came back, there you were. Why did you fall asleep sitting here and opening Mochitsuki-kun's briefcase? You really shouldn't have done that. I wasn't asleep. Where did they all go?
You mean the children?
I've taken them to a safe place. Don't worry, those pesky little flies won't come buzzing around anytime soon. Flies. Oh, so Hatsuyuki's with those people. That's a bit tricky, but it's not really our problem. They'll probably say she dropped dead from acute illness or something. They always do. The point is that neither you nor the troop will have anything to do with it. But more importantly, there's something you need to know. Kazuya's in the hospital. What? Oh my god, our poor fucking protagonist. When I showed up, he was just here, right where you were sitting. Looks like somebody really roughed him up. He was so worn out he couldn't even talk to me, the poor thing. I had business with him, but alas, he doesn't play along as nicely as you do. I just couldn't wake him up, so I had to take him to the hospital first. Do you want to go visit? The doctor said he'll probably be asleep all day, so be sure to keep it down. Where is he? Not too far from here. Let me think. Yes, it was the Tokyo Jikkei Hospital, room 201. If you're going, I won't see you out, but you won't be bringing this along. Just tell Kazuya I borrowed it. As Hamuro speaks, they give the briefcase a little shake. A smile is vivid on their face. I haven't had any room to think, but I can't dwell on all this now. How did you clean up the corpses, Sensei? Where did the corpses go? Got it. Goodbye then. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I've never been inside. Let me know when you have a moment. How is the view in the case? Oh! Oh god, all the eyes. Well then, looks like I really was the only one in the dark. Forget it, Kazuya's situation comes first. As for Hatsuyuki and the troop, I'll bring that up later, once he's awake. It's not far to the station. The bright streets are bathed in moonlight and snow is piled high on both sides of the road, reflecting the glowing streetlights. Also, when is the hospital visiting hours? Are they even gonna let us in? As I keep gazing, everything slowly gains an illusory quality, like I'm slipping further and further away from this nighttime scene. My eyes start to sting, a sign of impending pain. On such a cold night, rickshaws are sparse. I stand next to the streetcar sign. The icy wind whips through the hollows of my bones, whisking away any trace of warmth, but this blast of cold is much needed. That, perhaps certain other things, is helping to cool my head. Huh? Oh, that, or perhaps certain other things is helping to cool my head. I pull my collar tight, my shoes crunch on thick snow. The stop gradually comes into view on a nearby street, but my footsteps grow slower and slower as I walk. I don't want to face it. Or perhaps I should say, I don't dare to face it. Hamuro-sensei said Kazuya was still resting at the hospital. He should have gotten to rest a long time ago, but not like this. And I shouldn't be having this thought, that I wish he'd rest even longer, until I could string together the perfect words for this situation, to make the news palatable enough for him to digest. What on earth am I thinking? So this is how everyone felt. Jiminy. Night has fallen over the streets of Ginza. There are far fewer pedestrians out after dark than during the day, but it's still a livelier scene than you'd find in any other city. The storefront gas lamps blaze in the darkness, throwing the brand new Western-style facades into sharp relief. The streetcar is taking its time. I stare at the pale snow before me, sinking into a reverie. Then the entry curtain of a nearby shop swings open. A wave of warmth issues forth, especially pronounced in this winter night. The cold wind carries an unfamiliar voice to my ears. It's a young woman, speaking in a tone familiar from so many meetings with investors. Her voice is strained with a myriad of suppressed emotions, but she's still doing her best to be scrupulously polite.
Too much? Oh no, not at all. I only had a drop. Just here is fine. My driver's waiting nearby. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you'll consider what we discussed earlier about the middle school.
I turn and see several young men and women stepping out of the shop, smiling with a cool distance that's instantly recognizable. After exchanging the typical farewell pleasantries, they don their coats and depart in twos and threes. The last remaining person is a woman dressed in a pink suit. As soon as the others have left, the smile vanishes from her face. Her lips curl downwards, her brows furrow in slight dissatisfaction. The weariness she now exudes is at odds with her age and her elegant outfit. Finally, she scrubs her hands across her face, exhaling a cloud of white breath. I look away, putting these strangers and their seemingly less than pleasant drinking party out of my head. What?
The car still isn't here.
I hear someone trudging through the snowdrifts, their footsteps heading towards me in fits and starts. Soon the woman's voice I heard earlier speaks again, now right behind me. Are you waiting for the streetcar? At this hour, it's gonna be a while. I turn. The woman lifts the brim of her hat slightly to reveal her face. Her bearing is dignified as she stands before me, scanning my haggard visage with her weary but bright eyes. But I have absolutely no recollection of that face. You're Kotori Sakuma, aren't you? It's a declaration. She speaks with her arms folded, her slender brows knitted once again. As if her stare might bore right through me into the snowy landscape at my back. Why does everyone fucking know me? And all the way to the streetcar some unfathomable distance away. I'm sorry, do I know you? Her next words catch in her throat and her eyes fly open. I can practically see, so it's true, and it wasn't a lie after all, written across her every feature. Are you serious? Never mind. I'm Yayoi Sakurai. Sakurai. Off the top of my head, the only thing that name brings to mind is the Sakurai family. Or more accurately, corporation. They had hopped on board the Meiji Restoration a few decades ago and made a fortune in textiles and foreign trade. But compared to other influential or well-connected families, the Sakurai family, while endowed with eye-watering wealth, lacked what was truly important to the upper class: a pedigree. Interesting. I will say, this is a bit of a stop-start in... I thought we were going to go straight to the hospital and continue our spiral into fucking despair, but we've kind of gotten hit by a pink cloud, a pink bumper, and we're just kind of smacking into the bumper going, huh? Huh? She scrutinizes my expression before slowly parting her lips again. Yes, that's right. One of those Sakurai. I rack my brains, but I can't remember having grown afoul of a fine young lady like this, and I don't think the troop has ever received any related investments. Sakurai pinches the sleeve of her suit. Yeah. They're studded with a pair of sapphire cufflinks that flash in the lamplight. The jewels' hues glow clear in their gold setting, and they scintillate bright as flame. They are indeed but benefiting of a daughter of the Sakurai family. But perhaps in an attempt to enhance their lavishness, the cufflinks are encrusted in so much gold ornament it overshadows the sapphires. Seems like a waste of such fine gems. Sakurai purses her lips. A trace of regret enters her expression. I wanted to see you. I thought they were lying to me, since after all... Huh? No, forget it. Pretend I didn't say anything. You don't know me, and that's for the best. If anyone asks, just say we didn't meet tonight. It'd be better for both of us. If you're waiting here, I must be keeping you for something else, yeah? And it's so cold out. I'll give you a lift. Think of it as an apology. As I mentioned, at this hour, it'll be ages before the streetcar shows up. You're to be frozen solid. Perhaps because of all the bizarre goings-ons and people I've been dealing with, Sakurai's behavior doesn't strike me as unusual. You know what? At this point, our dude's like, yeah, whatever. All right, cool. Even sparks the faint, surreal sensation that I've come back in touch with human society. It's not a bad feeling. Since I remember nothing, and this is all clearly a hindrance to her, it must have something to do with my forgotten surname. If so, it'd be best if we owe each other nothing. I'd appreciate that. I'm going to GK Hospital. Oh? Very well. Here's my car. Let's go. Yeah, he could get stabbed and just go, well, I guess that's the natural ending of what comes... the natural ending of tonight. A black car slowly comes to a stop at the side of the road, and a young woman gets out and opens the back door. Sakurai signals to me to board, then she herself settles into the passenger seat. To GK Hospital. No, wait, there's a flower shop near the hospital. We'll head there first. A flower shop? You can't visit a patient empty-handed. And you don't want to be in that much of her. And you don't seem to be in that much of a hurry, yes? I don't know, he may be fucking dying. Fuck if I know. You could do with smelling some flowers too. You look so ill. You're gonna have nightmares. Yeah, no, everyone I know is dead. But there won't be any flower shops open this late. Sakurai pauses at my words and bursts out laughing. I can tell you're new in town. This is Ginza in Tokyo. You can always buy anything. Once her laughter fades, she turns her glance at the woman turning the crankshaft on the car. The woman has one arm planted on the hood of the car, her sleeve rolled up to her elbow. She seems to be pressing down quite hard. Before we got to Tokyo, our assigned driver chatted with us from time to time. According to him, each time you start the car, you have to manually insert the crank into the front of the car and turn it several times. That is very, unwieldy. But cranking the lever takes a lot of strength. You have to be careful it doesn't kick back and break your fingers once the engine starts. But it's a job that calls for the utmost concentration, and few people can take it on. At the time, I thought he was just trying to justify a higher fee, but now it seems he's telling the truth. Is she your driver? Yeah. A bead of sweat forms on the woman's forehead. Her teeth are gritted, her cheeks bulging. Sakurai simply casts her gaze further down the road, not looking at either me or the driver. Her voice lowers as well. Is there something you'd like to say? Come on, I don't bite. Nothing. As long as you pay her wages and she does the work, it's all fine. The car rumbles thunderously and the seats jolt before settling back into a milder vibration that doesn't make my head spin. With a belch of steam, the engine comes to life. Having started the car, the woman returns to the driver's seat. Sakurai's shoulders relax as she leans back against the headrest. We have to get going before it starts snowing again. The car grinds through the accumulated snow on both sides of the street, churning up flakes like goose down. They crumble into tiny particles that flutter through the air like a miniature snowfall, landing in the bare ruts in the car's wake. The woman drives steadily. The scenery slowly scrolls by outside the window. The car passes through an intersection, drawing ever closer to the hospital. Winter in Tokyo is colder than I expected. Oh? It's true. This year's a little out of the ordinary. We haven't had such heavy snow before, at least nothing that would pile up so high in a few hours. Sakurai gestures to indicate the height. Some of the earlier tension is slowly ebbing from her voice. I wonder why your troop just got here from Kyoto, yes? Well, you'll take a while to adjust, and that's normal. The upside is that when you do want snow, you don't have to go out for your way to sightsee. As she spoke, her gaze flits across the shop outside. Well, our troop is gone, which still show no sign of winding down for the day. Finally, the car stops at the door of a small flower shop. Traces of snow are slowly melting on the tiles of the shop's entrance. The small space before the doorway is illuminated by a warm yellow lamp. Peering through its glow in the misted windows, I can make out the blurry contours of the flowers within. This'll do. Let's get out. Let's? The flower shop is suffused with a sense of fresh flowers and leaves and a hint of spice. The breeze stirred by the opening door wafts those aromas towards me. The warm air gently caresses my taut nerves, leaving traces of fragrance. Sakurai easily weaves her way through the display cases, moving past the organza, washi paper, and wrapping ribbon. She stands head bowed among the glass jars of fresh-cut flowers, surveying them intently. For someone who's ill, I think. Lilies, carnations, and... oh, they have snowdrops here too. That's rare. They look fresh as well. How about getting some of these and arranging them in a basket? Are snowdrops suitable for the sick? In the language of flowers, they represent hope and vitality, and besides, they don't have a strong smell. I think it should be fine. How about you? Hope and vitality, huh? Let's go with that. Thank you. Sakurai calls over the shop owner. Besides that handful of white blossoms, their heads drooping like wind chimes, she asks for several other common flowers. As the scissors snip away busily, I reach for my wallet. She stops me. I was the one who suggested coming here. Consider it my treat. Thanks for buying flowers so I can go see my stabbed possible boyfriend. But she shakes her head. Her expression is tinged with a smile and a sort of affable ease. It seems somewhat out of place given that we've only just met. Sakurai must know that as well as I do. But perhaps late night fatigue dissolves certain boundaries, and so that smile stays poised on her lips. I'll take it as a thank you gift for our conversation earlier. Huh? I really enjoyed your reactions. Huh? Ma'am, your flowers are ready. The shop owner holds out a basket. Sakurai picks it up and thrusts it into my arms somewhat brusquely. The soft, fragrant flower petals tickle my nose, and for a moment I can't find any words to refuse. My stupefied look must be quite amusing. Sakurai finishes paying and looks over at me. Once again, she doesn't suppress the upward quirk of her lips. Well, why are you standing there gawking? Let's go. The car's already running. Oh, right. Back in the car, the light scent quickly fills the enclosed space, making the atmosphere a little more relaxed than before. I remember you work in a theater troupe. I nod before remembering that she can't see me from up front. I shift my gaze a little awkwardly to the leather that encases the back of the car seat. The leather is crisscrossed with dense organic wrinkles, which segment into countless miniature triangles. It's mesmerizing. Yeah, the Emerald Eye Troupe. Have you heard of it? Not only have I heard of it, I know about the accident you had, your head injury. What? There's nothing surprising about it. Our family and yours, meaning the Sakuma family, we work together sometimes. This sort of news would reach me even if I didn't seek it out. At this point, Sakurai folds her arms again. Her fingers drum against her clothed joints with a tight skittering sound. The Sakuma family. And so, on top of the magic, they wield this much influence. Enough for Sakurai to bring it up with me. It would be really best to stay blissfully ignorant. Dear me, I'm sure your uncle or your sisters would have met with you. When I heard that you'd lost your memory, I thought it was just your family's pretext for fobbing me off. I only realized it was true when I saw you today. Pretext? What do you mean by that? What'd they do? Nothing. It doesn't matter. In that case, if you plan to go back... No, given what your sister's like, she'll make sure you go back. If you're still completely in the dark, then it'll be far too late. Oh, well, what I'm gonna say may or not be best coming from me, but I think you should at least know some of the facts. Oh, fuck, it's time for another no bad, no good time. No good, not great time. The current head of the Sakuma family is your uncle, Minoru Sakuma. Your parents, never mind that. The point, what do you mean, never mind that? No, we need to know. The point is, they left you and your younger sister Serena to be raised by him. It's been over a decade since then. Sakuma-san is a highly capable man, but when he was running the Sakuma family business, he wasn't too fond of the Sakuma name. And so, as far as the public knew, the family enterprise has nothing to do with the family itself. That's why it was understandable that you didn't know about it. The original cover story was that, being the eldest son, you have your own dreams and aspirations. As such, most people believe that Serena will ultimately inherit the business, and your head injury truly clinched it. But if you were to come back, they would change things, especially after Sakuma-san alerted our family again. Serena spent the past few years shadowing Sakuma-san as his apprentice. She's changed so much. I can't say I understand her anymore. We're getting so much information. Our poor main character is not gonna probably remember any of this. Let's be honest. She's a bit too headstrong, and her tactics can be rather underhanded, in all sorts of things, including when it comes to her brother. Not to mention how the Sakuma family also... Are you listening? Oh no. Oh wait, Minoru! Isn't that the lady? Isn't that the little girl? Little girl, isn't that the lady at the thing? When she mentions those two names, Minoru and Serena, a familiar splitting pain suddenly courses through my skull. My headache, which has subsided over a year of recuperation, now flares like a furnace rekindling from embers, kicking up fragments of memory.
Do you have to go, Annie-san? With them? So that's it, I see. It's okay, Annie-san. You've always been the one protecting me. This time it's my turn to protect you. Minoru-san is coming, Annie-san.
Yep. It's the girl and the guy. Ah, there you are. Your teacher tells me you've done fine work on your recent assignments. You seem far too tired lately. Why didn't you tell me about this? I don't recall ever instructing you to be the kind of child who doesn't dare speak up. Your sister does excellently. Very well, take the young master back to his room, let him have a good long rest this time. Oh, and put him on a lighter diet. Be sure to tell the kitchen staff not to add salt. Hey, are you alright? Serena and Minoru-san. Amidst these memories, unearthed from some unknown resources of my brain, a voice is calling out. I heave great gasps of air. The sharp pain slices Sakudai's words into unintelligible pieces. It's only after the pain slowly recedes that I get some breathing room. Sakudai is clutching the padded passenger seat, alarm still linger on her face. I kept calling you, but you didn't answer. How are you feeling? Do you want to get a checkup? We're already at the hospital. The grand entrance of GK Hospital casts long, dense shadows over Sakudai's face. She's frowning once again. Brows drawn together in fine creases. I'm fine. I get these flare-ups sometimes, don't worry.
Really?
Really. She continues to stare at me with a furrowed brow. Her gaze rakes across my face, damp with cold sweat. I force a rather stiff smile. It must look quite unsightly, since Sakudai's frown deepens even further. After a while, she swivels and looks away. Her voice has regained its coolness. Since you're alright, it's no longer my concern. You may leave. Don't forget to wipe your sweat before you go. Oh boy. I get out of the car, carrying the basket of flowers. Sakudai waves to me through the window, then turns back and says a few words to the driver. She slowly vanishes from sight, to the sound of the chugging engine. Only then do I shift my gaze to the hospital sign. GK Hospital looks like it was built not too long ago, given its relatively Western architecture, but it's a huge building. Even at this late hour, it blazes with lamplight, and through the neatly arrayed glass partitions, I can make out the throng of busy medical staff and patients awaiting treatment. Well, this means I'm far from being the only late-night visitor. Room 201. The wind gusts across my damp forehead and I shiver. I better hurry in. The corridors of the inpatient ward are only lit by small lamps, most likely to avoid disrupting the patient's rest. I occasionally spot family members seated on benches outside the room, speaking in hushed tones. The nurses and relatives all tread lightly as they move back and forth. The lamps only illuminate the tops of their heads, the rest of them remain shrouded in darkness, and the shadows at their feet unfurl from short to long, like paper cutouts dancing on the wind. The room of The door of room 201 stands ajar. A faint light seeps through the cracks underneath. This time the staff make their rounds. This is the time. I can see nurses and doctors shuttling in and out of the other rooms. Only room 201 stands undisturbed. Maybe it isn't Kazuya's turn yet. I take a deep breath as I internally reassure myself. Then, moving as quietly as I can, I push the door fully open. Oh no. There's no one else in the room. Only Kazuya, laying silent on the bed nearest the window, still as a colorless sculpture. The pale moonbeams and pale moonlight weave together to form a gauzy veil, which drapes down to kiss the back of Kazuya's hand, where the intravenous needle pierces the pallid skin. Pallid. I hold my breath until I see this light rise and fall of his chest. Then I can finally let the pent-up air come rushing out in a sigh. I'm so glad. So glad. I gently clear a space among the objects littering the bedside table and set down the flowers I'm holding. Their faint scent pervades the room, and Kazuya's brows, drawn so taut even in deep sleep, seem to gradually ease.
Only now do I notice that his collar has fallen open in his sleep. Between the folds of his fabric, I catch a glimpse of his slender neck. I make out the blue veins beneath his thin skin. Oh no. Oh no, is he dead too? I reach out to help adjust his collar, but when I brush against his skin, I vaguely sense that something is different from ordinary skin. There's a certain dry smoothness to it. Just like exposed flesh. What the fuck? My fingers trip. Also, again, this is a bad look for us to just start undressing unconscious and dead people. My fingers tremble a little as I part his collar and uncover what is hidden beneath, leaving it quivering in the cold air. The muscular fibers that should be covered by skin are instead laid bare. I can see every slight twitch of the vibrant scarlet sinews. The wounds are irregular in shape, and an eerie blue glow flickers around their edges, casting a ghastly aura upon this corpse-like form. Rather than shock or worry, or any emotion of the sort, what floods through me first is a sense of wild, unseeming joy. These don't look moist. They're not oozing any fresh fluid. They must have been made a while ago. Not as far back as a year. Not as recent as a few days. Kazuya's alive. The wounds are perfectly even where they meet the skin. I can even picture Kazuya pointing the tip of the knife at his own chest. We can? Slowly, methodically carving away his own flesh. We can imagine that? Leaving behind those scars, glimmering blue like an octopus or a jellyfish or plankton drifting through the deep sea night. Hatsuyuki's words softly reverberate within my head. Is this magic again, or... But even with these wounds, Kazuya's body bears no sign of suffering. He's still alive. He's alive right now. My gaze remains helplessly fixed on those strips of exposed flesh. They rise and fall with Kazuya's steady breathing, imbuing them with a raw, bloody vitality. In the stillness, thoughts slowly unfurl tendrils through my mind. Outside the window, it's deep darkness, and silence reigns within. It's so quiet I can hear the fluid dripping from the glass bottle. Yet this atmosphere lends itself to the wildest speculations. It almost urges the mind to run rampant. But no matter what, I refuse to delve any further into my growing doubts and suspicions. Why are Kazuya and Hamuro-sensei, and I, the only ones still alive? And that's a loaded question. But the thought that they're still alive, that should be enough. That's enough for me to calmly face what comes next. Until the moon outside the window slowly sinks even deeper into the pre-dawn clouds, until the sky is tinted with a faint purple-pink blush and a steady glow forms around the edges, until my dry eyes blink and are met with a long-delayed wetness. Before Kazuya's eyelashes stir, I strengthen his collar back to rights, and leave a note conveying my well wishes and Hamuro-sensei's request. We're not- okay, then I stealthily leave the hush of the sick room. Sure. Alright, shutting the door feels like sealing away some secret. Wow. I think we're gonna have to stop here, because the ad's about to go, and, wowzers. Wowzers. That's crazy. This is crazy. I love it. I don't want to stop playing. We haven't had any other demo that has gone to 2 hours, and I don't want to stop. But we have to. Oh my god. Oh. Well, remember, if you are also interested in playing this demo, the link to the game is pinned on the Twitch chat, and it is in YouTube chat, and it is also in the YouTube description if you're watching this later as a VOD. Yeah, this is fucking amazing. This is so good. This is so good. Like, wowzers. This so reminds me of Hashihime of the Old Booktown. And I mean, again, I've said this before. I loved that game. I loved that game, and I love this. This is amazing. Like, wowzers. I'm like absolutely kind of speechless though, because so much has been set up. And once again, also, I will say that having a protagonist with amnesia is a great way to facilitate
narratively learning, a reader, player in this case, learning about the world. It is, I mean, I know it's kind of like, it could even be considered possibly overdone, but that's because of just how good of a thing it is. It's just really awesome to have a character that knows nothing when the reader also knows nothing, because then as the character learns, you're also teaching the reader. But yeah, no, this dev team is awesome. If I remember correctly, this is a 3 dev team. Yeah, a 3-woman indie team. Holy moly. Huh? I opened Discord, yeah. Because I saw that there was a notification, and I looked to see what it was, and it was you! It was you! Yeah, I replied to you. What did I reply to you with? A single word. Yes? Question mark? But yeah, no, this game is honestly, this is amazing. I highly recommend this to anybody who is interested in this type of game. It is exactly the cool stuff we needed. So, unfortunately, that is the end of stream tonight. I cannot continue. So, we'll pop over here. Yeah, Prince seal of approval. All right, you all know the usual song and dance. If you're not already following me on social media, I'd appreciate very much if you would as well. If you're not already part of our Discord server, would love to see you there. We usually do anime night on Tuesdays, but tomorrow it is day 7 of the 7 Days of Prince Timber. So probably there will not be anime night tomorrow, unfortunately, but we'll see. But yeah. Well, until tomorrow, I hope you have a wonderful meowing. Yeah. Who the hell are you? I hope you have a wonderful meowing afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you. And, well, without any further ado, bye.